Firmly, I mean, it's different from game to game, series to series. I think against this team, we kind of understand who we have to be, who we need to be to beat them. Obviously, you can't take them lightly or take it for granted that we're up 3-1. That doesn't matter. But it's different. So the next series, it may be different. Our identity might be different defensively and offensively. But I think we're getting a good feel for our rotations, our chemistry with the lineups that we have now. And so this is, I guess, we haven't had these lineups or had a full, healthy roster and played these rotations until this point. So I think guys are getting more comfortable with that for sure.
To that point, Danny, I mean, the starters have been really good together in this
Mm-hmm.
series. Mark came in deadline, and
Mm-hmm.
between was sort of there for a while. Kyle and Kawhi were in and out. When did you sort of start to feel the chemistry with that unit really start to click?
I said there was a couple games toward the end of the season where we had almost everybody healthy, and obviously against teams that were trying to make the playoffs, which were a good test for us coming into the playoffs. I think we kind of felt that we had a pretty good rhythm there during that time. I obviously said we weren't playing playoff minutes as a group, but I think the last month or so of the season we had a good feel for each other.
What is it that makes that group so good? Is it the experience?
For sure. All the above, man. The experience, the years. A lot of the guys have been in the playoffs and been leaders, and the fact that we're all pretty decently IQ players that understand the game, so all of us can kind of adjust and adapt to any situation or scenario. Excuse me, I'm stuttering here. But yeah, I think the fact that we've had so many guys that played so many different games in different leagues all around in so many years gives us that experience and that IQ to be able to adjust and adapt.
And when you can finish off the series early,
Mm-hmm.
you get those extra days of rest. How valuable is that for
Very important, especially when we got some guys that have a couple banged up, here and there, or that can use the rest. We know, some of our guys that can definitely use it. But we have to focus on winning a ball game instead of, thinking about what could be or what we need or rest. We just have to worry about or figure out how to win in Game 6 or 5. Sorry.
Maybe not the biggest basketball question, Danny, but how much are you got your hands full with Orlando right now, but you're
Mm-hmm.
also aware that the Leafs are in a big series with Boston right now. They're going into Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Share the building. Do you pay attention to what the Leafs are doing, and how much do you think about that?
I have not paid attention to sharing the building. We have watched a little bit of their series, their game yesterday in the locker room. They had some of the game on, so we got a chance to catch some of it. And we obviously understand what they're going through, and we're obviously rooting and supporting them as much as we can. But coming from San Antonio, we didn't have any other major sports there, so it was different. We'd have to worry about sharing the court or traffic after the game because there's 3 other games going on. So it's very new for me. I've noticed that. I've noticed the traffic after the games, yes, but I have not noticed or worried about their schedule and sharing the building and that sort of thing.
Based on what you've seen from Orlando so far and their responses, what do you expect them to do to challenge you tomorrow?
I mean, they're fighting for their lives right now, so we're going to give us their best punch. We got to roll with them as best we can. Weather the storm. They're going to give us all. They're going to, I guess, look at some of the things that they did wrong or they couldn't get better at, and probably attack those things. Where they got Aaron Gordon a little more free, Vucevic a little more free, probably Fournier. Try to get all their guys going, and try to get DJ to get in the paint and control tempo a little bit. So if we can limit that as best we can, I think we give ourselves a pretty good chance.
Danny, we often hear players talk about in the regular season finding another level in the playoffs and getting ready for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Games really matter. Are we seeing that right now then from this team, the way that you guys have been able to rise the level, especially the last 2 ball games?
I think mentally, we're pretty close to where we want to be, physically too as well. But chemistry-wise, I think I don't think we've reached our full potential. We know we can play better. Obviously, we can shoot better. We haven't shot the ball well, I don't think, all series. We had a couple guys shoot well here and there, but as a group, we haven't shot the ball well. But defensively, I think we've took a pretty good turn on who we could be. But I think we have a lot of room for growth, and we know that we have to continue to take each game, regardless, win or loss, and get better and try to reach the best we can be as soon as we can be there.
Danny, is winning a closeout game, what is the most difficult part of closing out a series, whatever stage of the series you're at?
Closeout games are probably the hardest ones because the other team has everything to lose, and they're fighting for their lives. So closing a team out, especially if it'd be a little different if we were on the road situation. But luckily we have home court advantage. We're home for this one, but we know that they don't want their season to end, and we don't want to get the hardest part, I guess, mentally is not getting too fat and happy or too satisfied because we're up and feeling comfortable and being lackadaisical. We still want to have that same sense of urgency as we had in Game 2 because we were down 0-1. And that's the key, just keeping the mentality of, the job is not done, series is not over, and these guys are fighting for their lives, and we need the same sense of urgency as we had Games 2, 3, and 4.
The level of adversity in this series, I mean, you lose game 1, saw foul trouble, series had that bad first half. There's a bunch of things. Overcoming all of that, there's something to be gained there.
For sure. With everything, there's something to be gained, especially with all adversity. When you're winning, it obviously helps. If you're losing, it's kind of tough to say, "Oh, we'll fix it," next season. But if we're able to, win each series or win games as we're going through this adversity, it definitely helps us become a stronger, better character-built team with a pretty good foundation. That we've been through these type of situations, we know how to handle them a lot better. So when the time comes, if we make it to that stage, we'll be prepared even more.
Well, I think the main thing that's in my head right now is this team's come in here and beat us on our home floor once already, right? So we need to do our best to take care of business. And the other thing is that we continue to play defense as a team, continue to make them work for most of their possessions, if not all of them, if we can. And I just think that's such a good starting point or a foundation for a game for us if we come down and play physical defense and get our defense set up and have it tied together and make things hard for them.
We've talked a lot in the series about the identity of the team. I mean, these past 3 games, it certainly feels like there's a defensive identity taking over. Was it always going to be a defensive identity? Because, I mean, it's not like, there's either way really.
Yeah, I think it was when you I mean late summer, early fall, when you were looking at what we had, I think you saw some length and toughness and some defensive players, and then midway through the season, obviously we made some adjustments to our roster and probably made it even more defensive, strengthened it defensively even more. And it was just a matter of actually going out and doing it and being that identity instead of talking about it, actually being it.
Well, why do you think again, these last 3 games, it's really come out. Why do you think it's taken as long as it did to get there? Is it just
Coaching. Yeah, it's coaching.
Why do you think?
I don't know, man. I just think that our team just they're upset. Game 1, watching themselves up there, right? Guys driving to the rim from 35 feet away and laying it in, dunking, and decided not to let that happen anymore.
Nick, how much is their identity the way Cliff's teams play, that old-fashioned kind of, they want, they're going to pack the paint, they're going to play that way. How much does that help you guys in wanting to play the defense the way you do? Like being in a matchup like that?
I don't know that they're related, Jonesy. I just think that our thing, I guess, right now has been to really get up into the ball, really pressure passing, get into the lanes a little bit. We, to your point, though, provide help when there's a problem, right? Really, I think we've done a much better job of covering for mistakes, covering from turnovers. We've really sprinted back hard and not just given up a bucket just because we threw the ball away.
Have you gotten a
Yeah, he's here today.
Oh, awesome.
Looks good. Looked good. He got a new pair of glasses. Looked good. He did. He looked good. He was smiling and happy and moving around, which is a heck of a lot better than the last time I saw him. The last time I saw him at the hospital, and they said let's take him for a walk, and that wasn't a good idea. So he's walking around and moving right now, and got a smile on his face, and that's good to see.
What you saw last night, post-game in the locker room and talking to them this morning, is this team ready to close this out? Do you have a good feeling about that?
I guess so. I mean, I always, if I could ever read what was happening, like the day before a game or even pregame or in the locker room, and that like happened on the court, then I probably wouldn't be in this business, right? I mean, you always got to wait till the ball goes up. Right, really. I mean, there's times when, and you've been around. There's times when you have a great shoot around during the day, and you're thinking, oh man, we're really ready, and you go out and play, and then there's times where the shoot around's just awful, and you go out and play great. This just like probably a lot of people who are in anything where you have to perform never really can tell until you have to do it.
Nick, have you seen another level from your team these last few games when compared to what you saw good or bad in stretches in the regular season?
Yeah, just I think we saw some flashes, right, of this kind of play at times, but now we're serious about sustaining it and doing it more consistently. I think in the last 3 games. Let's see if we can do it again. I mean, each day brings a new challenge, and each game, and this one will as well. And again, it's not easy because this team fights. Their coaching staff is making really good adjustments. I mean, we're having to, really think hard about what they possibly might do to counter what we've been doing. And then we have to do that again during the game several times. So it's not easy. I give our guys credit for kind of making those adjustments and handling the things that they do. It's a very experienced head coach over there. He's been through this a lot, and it's interesting for me to see. I mean, that's what's most interesting in the playoffs as the coaches, is to watch how the adjustments in the chess game go back and forth, and keeps you up at night sometimes.
You like that though too, the competitor adjustment?
Well, I think you don't really have much choice to like it or not. That's the job, right? And I tell you what I do like though is these games are awesome. I'm not just talking about our series. I'm talking about, you turn on Brooklyn, Philly, or what. I mean, the juice in the arenas, the how hard the players are competing. And I know when I'm walking out on the court before the game, it's like, man, if you want to compete, here it is. It's coming, right? And that's something I really enjoy.
This team doesn't have a history of finishing off playoff series early. How valuable will it be?
This team doesn't. Or this organization? What do you mean? Okay. All right. Well, this team. Let's see if they can start their own history tomorrow.
How valuable will it be?
Well, of course it'd be valuable. You just don't want to screw around in these series, right? If you lose this one, you're back in Orlando, right? You're adding miles. You're adding stress, whatever it is, to your team and to your whatever. So it does make it important, and I think hopefully we'll realize that. And again, I'm not trying to be rude in any way. I just want this team to form its identity. What's happened in the past has no bearing or relevance to what's happening now. For me, I like to steal Joe Madden's line and say we don't vibrate on those frequencies of the past.